वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। 67th class. You can repeat. वासुदेवेन्द्रयोगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुम्।
वासुदेवेन्द्रयोगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुम्।
मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते।
मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते।
We discussed in the last class that Atma is different from Shariratrayam by presenting the three Shariram, which is the three Shariram which are available at three different states. Stula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, Karana Shariram. This Shariram available for the Jiva in the Jagrata Avastha, Sapna Avastha and Sushupti Avastha respectively. The three Shariram, that is Shariratrayam, the Shariratraya Prakriya, by Shariratraya Prakriya, the method, Acharya here presented that Atma is different from the three Shariram. The Atma gets a name. The Atma gets a name, Prajnaha, Taijasaha, Vishwaha iti, with reference to the three Shariram, the same Atma getting this name. With reference to Karana Sharira, the Atma gets the name Prajnaha. Karana Shariram, which identified with the Atma gets the name Prajnaha. That is in Sushupti Avastha. Similarly, for Swapna Avastha, Atma as a name gets a name Taijasa. Similarly, in Jagrat Avastha, with reference to the Stula Shariram, the Atma gets a name Vishwaha iti. This Vishwa is Atma, Taijasa is Atma, Prajna is Atma, but Atma is not any one of them. The same Atma appears to be the sleeper, appears to be the dreamer, appears to be the waker. But Atma is free from being a sleeper, from being a dreamer, from being a waker. But Atma is mistaken. Atma is mistaken to be having these three states of experience. In the three states of experience, Atma continues to be. In fact, the three states of experience are there, are illuminated by Atma. But Atma is not particularly any of them. Taking this Atma, which is free from all the three states of experience, from all the three Shariram, taking the Atma to be belonging to the particular state of experience, that is a mistake. That is Ajnanam. Imposing a certain limitation on Atma. Atma doesn't have limitation. It is free from limitations. It is Aparichinnaha, Atma. These three states of experience are limited. The very state itself, the word suggests it is limited. Jagratavastha, and therefore the Vishwa is limited with reference to that particular state of experience. Similarly, the Swapna Avastha, it is limited. In the Jagrat, there is no Swapna. In the Swapna, there is no Jagrat. In the Sushupti, there is no Jagrat or Swapna. Therefore, each state of experience which the Jiva undergoes or gains, it is limited. But Atma is free from any such limited experiences. All the experiences are experienced, are available for experience in the presence of Atma. Atma is not free. Atma is free from all of them. So this Aparichinna Purna Atma is mistaken to be Anatma with reference to a particular state of experience. This is the mistake. This is the error. Because of this mistake, the committed, therefore the Jiva suffers. Samsara is nothing but Dukkham, and Dukkha Karanam is this Ajnana. Mistaking Atma to be Anatma. Mistaking the Purna Atma to be Apurna Anatma. That is a mistake. That mistake is done by all the Jivas. It is universal. It is done by every one of them. It is not that it is done by a particular people. It is by everyone. Everyone is born with this Ajnanam. So the mistake is committed because of the different states of experience. different states of experience with regard to the three shariram. The same three shariram now is divided into 5 koshas, the 5 levels of experience. Same shariram now divided into 5. And the same mistake now is looked upon, or it is presented in a 5 different way, 5-fold way. 5-fold way with reference to the 5 levels of experience, Panchakosha. So the same sharira, the three shariram is now presented as 5 layers or 5 levels of experience. And the same mistake committed with reference to Atma is going to be presented in a 5-fold way, because 5 different levels of experiences are there. Therefore, it's going to be presented. For what purpose? Is going to be presented to negate that Atma is not any of the Panchakosha. Panchakoshas are Atma, but Atma is not particularly any of them, like the Sharira. Therefore, there is going to be a discussion on the Panchakosha. Up to this, we saw in the last class. Now, Panchakosha. What are the 5 Panchakosha? And each Panchakosha, each koshas will be discussed. And the important point to be noted is the kosha. Kosha means a cover. Koshavat achadakatvat koshaha, like a kosha, like a cover, like a scabbard covering the sword. Similarly, this Atma is as though covered by these 5 levels of experience. Koshavat, it is this 5 layers cannot really cover Atma. It is as though covering. That is why Koshavat achadakatva. Atma is obtained within the Panchakosha. When we say it is not that Atma is located inside the Panchakosha, therefore you have to remove each kosha to find Atma sitting inside. Not like that. Each kosha, which accounts for each level of experience, is Atma, and Atma is present throughout. Atma is present throughout. So, therefore, Atma is not restricted or confined to any particular layer of experience. Because the Atma is not recognized, therefore, this is as though a cover to Atma. Therefore, you don't recognize the Atma. Not only you don't recognize the Atma, you take Atma to be something else, that is Anatma. That is why it's called Koshaha. Because there's a wrong idea among the students of Vedanta that Kosha is something which really covers Atma, like a person putting a banyan over that one t-shirt, or that one more shirt, and after that over that coat. So 5 layers are there, each layer have to be removed to find the person inside. It is not like that. It is not like that. So Koshavat, like a kosha covering the sword. Koshavat achadakatvat koshaha. It is kosha iva koshaha. Like a kosha iva koshaha. And all the panchakoshas which are enumerated, you will see the pratyaya, maya. So mayat pratyaya. Mayat is a pratyaya, which I think I told in the last class. This pratyaya, the suffix in Sanskritam this suffix is used in 2 senses, vikararthe, prachuryarthe. Vikararthe means in the sense of modification. Prachuryarthe means in the sense of abundance, the plenty. So in these senses, this pratyaya is added. When you say Annamaya, it is not that Annam is available in plenty. In the kitchen, Annam is available plenty. When you go to the Annakshetra, There annam is available in plenty. It is served throughout the day. That is annamaya. Abundant food is available. Annamaya. Similarly, jalamaya, when we say water is everywhere. Everywhere there is water. Jalamaya, we say. Abundance. Abundancy of water. When you say a ritual is Annamaya Yajnaha, means a yajna is performed where a lot of Annadanam is done. Annamaya Yajnaha, we say. Annadanam is done. Annam is plenty and it is given as Danam. Therefore, Annamaya Yajnaha. Whoever comes, everybody are served Annam. So, Annamaya. So, that is Prachuryate. But here, when we say Annamaya, Pranamaya, it is not Prachuryate, it is Vikararte. It is a modification. The Annam, the food which is taken, that modified into the form, in this Sharira form, the Stula Sharira, the form of the Stula Sharira. Therefore, it is Vikararte. So, in that sense, the Mayat, the Pratyaya is used. So, Annamaya, Pranamaya, iti. Now we will read that. Panchakoshaha ke. Please repeat. Can you hear me, all of you?
Yes, Guruji.
Okay. Please then repeat. Panchakoshaha ke. Can unmute your mic, please. I'm not sure whether all of you can hear. Kameshwari, can you hear me?
Guruji.
It's okay. Kameshwari ji, Jyoti ji, and Nalini, only Mati ji. Can you hear me, all of you?
Yes, Guruji.
Yeah, then please repeat. Panchakoshaha ke.
Panchakoshaha ke.
Annamayaha pranamayaha.
Annamayaha pranamayaha.
Manomayaha.
Manomayaha.
Vijnanamayaha.
Vijnanamayaha.
Anandamayaha cha iti.
Anandamayaha cha iti.
Okay. Annamayaha kaha.
Annamayaha kaha.
Annarasenaiva bhutva.
Annarasenaiva bhutva.
Annarasenaiva vruddhim prapya.
Annarasenaiva vruddhim prapya.
Annarupa prativyam yat vidiyate.
Annarupa pruthivyam yat viliyate.
Tat annamaya khoshaha stula shariram.
Tata annamaya koshaha sthula shariram.
Yes. You can mute now. So now, what are Annamaya Kosha that are enumerated? What are Pancha Kosha that are enumerated? Annamayaha, Pranamayaha, Manomiyaha, Vijnanamayaha, Anandamayaha. So these are the 5 koshas. These koshas are not different from the 3 shariram. Both are one and the same. This same shariram, when the anatma looked at from one angle, they are seen as 3 shariram. When it looked at from another angle, they are 5 koshas. So there is a difference only in the division. There is only the division. The difference is only in terms of the division, not in the content. Content is, it is anatma only. Content is same. Content in terms of experience, in terms of in terms of experience, in terms of its content, it is same. There's a difference in, for the sake of our study and analysis and dismissal, it is divided. Like you can divide a class. You can divide the class into many groups. Based on the gender, you can divide the class, based on age, based on qualification. So there are many factors by which we can divide a class into many. It doesn't change the number of students in the class. That remains the same. The content remains the same. Similarly here, the three bodies are five kosha. They are anatma only. The three bodies, the three shariram, now it is looked upon as five kosha. The stula shariram constitute this annamaya kosha. Karana shariram constitute anandamaya kosha, the last kosha. Then the sukshma shariram, which is the subtle body, it consists of all the other remaining koshas, that is pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya. So stula shariram is annamaya kosha, sukshma shariram is pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya, and karana shariram is anandamaya iti. So now here annamaya kaha. What is annamaya? Annamaya is nothing but the stula shariram. But here it is presented in a different way. Definition is different. Annarasenaiva bhutva, annarasenaiva vriddhim prapya, annarupa prathivyam yat viliyate, tat annamaya koshaha stula shariram iti. Stula shariram is annamaya koshaha. The definition clearly says stula shariram. Tat annamaya koshaha stula shariram. Stula shariram is annamaya koshaha. Koshaha, we know kosha iva koshaha, like a kosha, it covers annamayaha. Maya is mayat pratyaya, vikararte. Annam is the food. The food which has undergone changes, the modification, as though it's as a cover, as though a cover for Atma. So this annam is food. Adyate iti annam. That which is eaten is called annam. That which is eaten is called annam. Annam generally means rice. Not only rice, anything which are eaten, they are annam. So here annam doesn't mean only rice. If you are a non-vegetarian, whatever that you eat, that is also annam only. But anyway, annam is food. You can take the meaning of the word annam, meaning food. And annamaya kosha is stula shariram. Why do we call annamaya as stula shariram? Stula shariram means gross body. How does the gross body came into existence? Because of food. If food is not there, what will happen to the gross body? The gross body will become emaciated. Food is there, the body is strong. Food is not there, body becomes weak. So the existence of the body depends on the food. So the growth of the body, the existence of the body, the healthiness of the body is because of food. The food taken alone is modified into this shariram, this stula shariram. So annam being food, mayat means vikaraha, change. Therefore, this annam, when taken, it modifies into the shariram. Therefore, it is called anna vikaraha stula shariram annamaya koshaha iti. The stula shariram is nothing but the modification of the annam. the annam consumed. This annam that is eaten by the parents, now that becomes the cause for the child which is conceived in the womb of the mother. The annam, the food taken by the parents, that becomes the hate, that becomes the cause, the karanam. The karanam. Therefore, annarase naiva bhutva. Annarase naiva bhutva. The physical body is born of the essence of food. The physical body which is developed in the womb of the mother. How does it develop? It's because of this annarasa. Annarasa is this annam which is consumed by the parent. The essence of food. Because the food undergoes changes and the essence becomes the sharira. So annarase naiva bhutva. Bhutva is it has come into existence because of the annarasam. Existence is origin. Where the origin is in the womb of the mother. So annarase naiva. The annam which is eaten by the parents, that becomes the cause for the shariram of the child in the womb of the mother. Therefore, annarase naiva bhutva. Rasa means is the essence of the food. Not that whole annam will become food, will become the sharira. The rasa, the essence, the substance of the food. The food which is eaten, that essence, and that is the essence which is absorbed by the system. That alone becomes the body. That alone becomes this body. That alone becomes this flesh and blood, etc. Therefore, the food eaten by the mother, that nourishes the child in the womb. So that the food helps the child to grow, and therefore, bhutva, the child come to existence because of this annarasa. And this stula shariram, important point to be noted, it is, we don't call the stula shariram as anna kosha. It is annamaya kosha. Anna kosha, when you say anna kosha, if you say, it becomes the kosha of annam. It is not that stula shariram. Stula shariram is just annam. It is the annam modified. Modified annam becomes a stula shariram. Therefore, this annam, the food, undergoes modification. The food taken undergoes modification. That alone becomes the body. That alone becomes the parts of the body. Asti, medha, asti, medha. Asti is bone, medha, then majja, all muscle, the flesh. That annam alone undergoes the modification, becomes this. And the cause for becoming this essence of this annam. Since this has originated, since the body has originated from the essence of annam, not from the annam itself. Annam is extracted and the nourishment is absorbed. Out of that, this shariram is formed. Therefore, it is called annamaya koshaha. Not anna koshaha, annamaya koshaha. Modified annam. This stula shariram is nothing but the modification of annam. Then annarase naiva bhutva. Having originated from annam, annarase naiva bhutva, then the stula shariram has to grow. It has come into being. It has come into being by absorbing the annarasa, the essence of the food. Now this stula shariram has to grow. And the growth also depends on annam. Coming into existence depends on annam. And growth also depends on annam. So stula sharira jananam is dependent on annam. Stula Sharira Vardhanam also depends on Annam only. Therefore, Annarase Naiva Vriddhim Prapya. So by Annarasa, Vriddhi means growth. It grows by Annarasa only. Once a child is born, then again the child requires Annam for its growth. It can grow only by Annam. Therefore, Annarasena eva, only by Annarasa, not just mere by Annam, by the essence of the Annam, this child, Vriddhim Prapya, it grows. Annarasena eva. It is not just Annam. Why? Because we eat lot of things, but not everything becomes the Shariram. Lot of things we eat and they are rejected also. They are thrown out in the form of waste. That which are useless are thrown out. That which are essential for the body, which are essential, and assimilable, that which are nutritive, that alone is taken by the body. That is called rasa. So that rasena vriddhim prapya, by that rasa, this shariram gains the growth. Vriddhim prapya. So annarasena eva bhutva, annarasena eva vriddhim prapya. Therefore, Srishti Karanam is Annam. Sthiti Karanam is Annam. Coming into existence is because of Annam. And the Sthiti Karanam, sustaining, the reason for sustenance, that is also Annam. If Annam is not there, how the being can sustain? So, therefore, the growth of the body is dependent on food. How do you say so? You start fasting, then you will know what happens to your body. The body becomes weak. How long you can fast? If you fast continuously, the body grows, body becomes weak, and finally the body dies. The person dies. So the body grows when the food is taken. So vriddhi, that is called vriddhi. This vriddhim prapya. And when the food intake is stopped, the body dies. Therefore, it is very clear the body is nothing but this, the modification of Annam, and Annam only gives the energy, the nutrients for the sustenance of the body. And the Annam alone becomes modified into this body. And the body undergoes continuous change. In the beginning, it was unmanifest. In the beginning, it is unmanifest. The body is not there. It comes into existence by food. Therefore, Annaraseneva Bhutva. Then it is exist for a certain period of time. Then when the body grows older, then again it goes back to the unmanifest condition. The body which is formed out of the Pancha Mahabhuta, sustained by the Pancha Mahabhuta, and finally it becomes one with the Pancha Mahabhuta. It becomes one with the Pancha Mahabhuta. One of the important Pancha Mahabhuta, that is the one of the important, that is Annam. This Annam is out of this Pancha Mahabhuta. The Annam, it is also nothing but the made of the Pancha Mahabhuta, Pancha Bhautika. Annam has got water, Annam has got Prithvi, everything this Annam has got. So the food is nothing but the modification of this Pancha Mahabhuta, Pancha Bhautika. So coming into existence because of Pancha Mahabhuta, existence also because of that. And again, finally, it resolves back to Pancha Mahabhuta. So Pancha Mahabhuta, Pancha Bhautikam, and again back to Pancha Mahabhuta. The body resolves finally into this Pancha Mahabhuta, resolves into Annam alone. This Annam is Pancha Mahabhuta only, the Prithvi, Prithivyadi. So that's what the next line says. Annarupa Prithivyam yati viliyate. Annarupa Prithvi, this Prithvi, which is Annarupa, which is a form of food. Prithvi is the form of food. The food which is there, it is solid. So Prithvi is also solid. It is also the solid one. So Annam, this Prithvi is a form of Annam. Annam is born of Prithvi. Not only Prithvi, other elements are there. When we say Prithvi has got all the other elements. Prithvi, in the gross Prithvi, has got all the other elements. Panchabhuta, Mahabhutas are there. Therefore, this Prithvi, which is Annarupa, a form of food, into which this body dissolves. Annarupa Prithivya Yat Viliyate. Yat referring to the Stula Shariram. The Stula Shariram again goes back to Prithvi. Again merges into the Prithvi. And therefore Prithvi means this Pancha Bhautika, and therefore Pancha Mahabhuta came from that and merges into that. So all the food comes from earth, from the Prithvi. All the food comes from earth and again goes back to the earth only. Therefore, Prithvi is considered to be the potential form of Annam. Prithvi is considered to be the potential form of Annam. All the plants, all the trees, they are the source of food, and food is a source of nourishment that are obtained from Prithvi. Therefore, Prithvi is Annarupam. Iti. Prithvyam. Annarupa Prithvyam. Iti viliyate. Iti stula shariram viliyate. Tat Annamaya Koshaha. This is what we chant in the Gita, 15th chapter, before taking food. We chant the 15th chapter of Gita. There Bhagavan says, the 13th shloka, Gama Vishyacha Bhutani Dharayam Yaha Mojasa Ushna Vichaushadhi Sarvaha Somo Bhutva Rasat Makaha. So Oshadi and all, that because of that, this body is nourished. And that alone becomes this Rasatmaka Shariram. The plants, etc., they take the air, sunlight, water, all these things, they take. All these are Prithvi. Therefore, the Prithvi alone becomes a plant. And the plant is a source of Annam for all the beings, not only for human beings, for all the beings. So plant becomes the Annam for beings. And Annam alone becomes a body. And this body, when it grows, when it becomes old, again it goes back to the Prithvi. And again, that Prithvi becomes the Annam for the Jiva. Iti is such as a cycle. This is a cycle. The whole creation is a cyclic process. So we come from Prithvi and go back to Prithvi. Prithvi is Annam. Therefore Annam is Srishti Karanam. Annam is Sthiti Karanam. Annam is Laya Karanam. So out of Annam, the raw material alone, this comes, the Shariram comes, this Annamaya Kosha is formed, and it is sustained by this Annam, and finally resolves back into this alone, Annam, this Prithvi alone, Annarupa Prithvi alone. Okay. And Atma is not Annamaya Kosha. Atma is not Annamaya Kosha. Therefore, that is why we are discussing to distinguish this Annamaya Kosha, that is Stula Shariram, is different. The Stula Shariram is not. The Stula Shariram is, Atma is not Stula Shariram. Therefore, only this discussion is. Stula Shariram, which is formed out of the Annam and comes and goes. They are Agama, Payinaha, but Atma doesn't come and go. This Atma, which doesn't come and go, which is all the time present, it is taken for this Annamaya. It is taken for Annamaya, therefore it is a mistake. That is why to negate that mistake, we discuss Annamaya Kosha and therefore negating, dismissing. Na iti, Annamaya Kosha is not Atma. Annamaya Kosha, when we have to note this important. When we say Annamaya Kosha is not Atma, it means Atma is not confined only to Annamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha is Atma, but Atma is not Annamaya Kosha. That Abhimanam with Annamaya Kosha, the Sula Shariram to be Atma is a mistake. Confining Atma to be the Annamaya Kosha or Stula Shariram, that is a mistake. Everything being Atma, Annamaya Kosha is also Atma, but Atma is not Annamaya Kosha alone. Therefore, taking this Annamaya Kosha to be Atma, that's a mistake. Therefore, it is to negate that only. This discussion on Annamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha, Annamaya is Atma. But Atma is not Annamaya Kosha. Why? Because Annamaya has no separate existence from Atma. They cannot exist without Atma. Nothing is separate from Atma. Therefore, everything being Atma, Annamaya Kosha is also Atma. But Atma is not Annamaya. Annamaya alone. Like the beggar is the actor A. Actor is not the beggar. The actor playing the role of beggar. The actor playing the role of beggar. Actor A playing the role of beggar. The beggar is the actor, but actor is not the beggar. B is A, but A is not B. Therefore, this Atma is not Annamaya. The negation is necessary. Why? Because there is confusion, there is mistake. Since Atma is taken to be this physical body, therefore we say this Atma is not Annamaya. This Atma is not Annamaya alone. So therefore only we discuss Annamaya Kosha, and the definition of Annamaya Kosha helps us to understand what Anatma is, what Atma is not. So the definition says this I, the Chaitanyam, the Atma is different from this Annamaya Kosha, and the Annamaya Kosha is made of only Annam. Therefore, let me not have the Atma Buddhi with reference to what I eat. With reference to what I eat. What I eat alone becomes this Shariram. Therefore, what I eat, before eating, it is outside. After eating, it becomes one with the body. So how can I be the eatables? So let me not have Atma Buddhi towards Annam. There are idlis on the dining table. Idlis are outside before you eat. Idlis are not you. Idli is not me. I don't have Atma Buddhi with regard to idli. And when idli is taken, it becomes one with the body. Suddenly I identify with idli. When it was outside, I am not identified. When it becomes one with me, I identify. That's a problem. So when it is outside, you don't have Atma Buddhi. When gone inside, you have Atma Buddhi. That's a mistake. So how can I have Atma Buddhi with reference to that which is not me? The same food when outside, you don't have Atma Buddhi. When it becomes a part of the physical body, your attitude changes. That's a mistake. So Sureshwaracharya, he says, the same food in a different modification, when it goes out as waste, will you say, I am that? You will not say. What was food yesterday, it has become waste now. Both are not me. Both are food only. Before taking, it was food, and after it has become a waste. Both are not me. How can I have Atma Buddhi with regard to that? So, therefore, to say this Annamaya Kosha is me, the Stola Shariram is myself, is not correct. It's a mistake. Therefore, you can never be the Shariram. You can never be the body. The body doesn't have its own consciousness. Body doesn't have consciousness. So the body which is formed out of food, the food was outside, and the food goes out the form of the waste. They do not have consciousness. So the body, therefore the body do not have, they have consciousness, but they are not conscious. The body enjoys being conscious. They are not conscious. They enjoy being conscious. That is because of Atma. Therefore, what is consciousness? That is, body comes and goes. You are Chaitanya. You are consciousness. Therefore, Atma is not Annamaya Kosha. That is the understanding out of the analysis of this Annamaya Kosha. Now, after Annamaya Kosha comes the next definition, which is Pranamaya. Let's read it. Can repeat. Pranamaya Kaha.
प्राणमयः कः
Pranadhyaha.
प्राणाद्याः
Pancha Vayavaha.
पञ्चवायवः
Vagadi Indriya Panchakam Pranamaya Koshaha.
वागादि इन्द्रियपञ्चकं प्राणमयः कोशः.
So, Pranamaya. This is a part of Sukshma Shariram, Pranamaya. The next three kosha, they constitute Sukshma Shariram, that is going to be taken up for discussion to dismiss that Atma is not any of them. So Pranamaya kaha. What is Pranamaya? Pranadhyaha Panchavayavaha. The 5 pranas, starting from prana, along with Vagadi Indriya Panchakam, along with the 5 organs of action. Vagadi Indriya Panchakam, along with 5 organs of action, that is speech, etc. They constitute Pranamaya Koshaha. Panchavayavaha means, Vayu means air. Panchavayu means 5 air. What is 5 air? That is 5 pranas. Vayu means here prana. Panchavayavaha. It is Pranavayu. Pranavayu. The respiration, etc. These are very important for important function, and that we know the importance now. In the importance of the lungs, we know it very well now in this current situation. The function of the lung, the intake of the prana, the intake of oxygen, without which the person cannot survive. How prana is important. Prana is important. Prana sustains the life, the shariram. Minus prana, this shariram cannot live. So this prana is important. The respiration is important, and therefore the lung is important. That keeps the body alive. The respiration is vayu. Because of respiration only there is life. There is life, and therefore there are other activities. Not only life, not only this, not only the activity of the lung, other activities done by the other parts of the body. They're all because of this prana, the vayu, which are fivefold. So the fivefold functions. The Shastra talks about the fivefold functions of this vayu, that is prana. All the physiological activity of the shariram is covered by this pancha prana, pancha vayu. Prana in general stands for respiration. As a general word, it stands for respiration. As general word, it stands for all the 5 pranas, and specifically it has the meaning of respiration. Prana, when we say as Pranamaya Kosha, that prana stands for all the 5 pranas. There the word prana stands for all the 5 pranas. But specifically, when it refers to a function, it stands for respiration. So this is a model. This is a model presented here. Prana stands for respiration. Then apana, vyana, udana, samana. Iti pancha pranaha. Apana stands for evacuation. Anything which has to be thrown out from the body is taken care by this apana prana, that vayu. All the excretory organs, kidney, etc., all comes under this apana vayu. Then dhyana stands for circulation. What is eaten is absorbed in, and the nutrients, the energy, the strength is circulated. Also, the blood is circulated. So dhyana stands for circulatory system. So like the heart, etc., it is circulated throughout the body. What is intaken, what is taken in, that has to be digested and assimilated. Therefore, samana vayu. Samana stands for digestion and assimilation of the food, absorbing the essence of food. Food eaten is converted into its essence, and that is absorbed. Whatever is to be absorbed is absorbed, and the rest is thrown out as waste. So that process is taken care by the samana. Therefore, the stomach, liver, pancreas, all this, they constitute samana. And finally, udanaha, udgiranaha, udgiranakaraha, udanaha. Udgiranakaraha, that is that which reverses the process. Reversing the process, like vomiting, thrown out. That is udana. This udana also plays an important function when the jiva leaves the shariram. That udana only propels the jiva out of the shariram. These are the pancha prana. And among this, the prana, the air, which the vayu, which is taken in, which is breathed in, that is important. That is mukhya prana, without which the jiva cannot sustain. Mukhya prana. That mukhya prana alone is attacked by this corona. That important function, respiratory function alone, it attacks. Because it is important, that is why it is enumerated first, prana. Okay, prana as a word, a separate word, stands for respiration, as I said before. And generally it stands for the other 5 pranas, which accounts for the entire physiological function. That alone makes the body alive. That alone makes the body alive. So along with this pancha prana, the 5 organs of action, vagadi indriya panchakam. Vagadi indriya panchakam. What is that vagadi? Vag, pani, payu. Vag, pani, pada, payu, upasta. We have seen this before. Pancha karmendriyani kani iti. Vak means speech. Vak is speech. Pani is hands. Pada is legs. Payu is anus. Upasta is genital. So, along with these 5 organs of action, pancha karmendriyani. So, pancha prana along with this pancha karmendriyani, they form the pranamaya kosha. So, this 5 plus 5, this 10. We have seen in the definition of Sukshma Sharira that Saptadasha Kaladigi Saha Yat Tishtati Tat Sukshma Shariram iti we have seen, discussed elaborately. The 17 factors which constitute Sukshma Shariram, out of that, the 10 of them, Pancha Prana and Pancha Karmendriyani, Vagadi, Indriya Panchakam, this 10, they constitute Pranamaya Kosha. Out of 17, 10 form the Pranamaya Kosha. So the Pranamaya Kosha, therefore it is a part of Sukshma Shariram. So therefore, Pancha Vayavaha Vagadi Indriya Panchakam. And why Vagadi Indriya Panchakam? Because the prana and the organs of action, the karmendriyas, they are connected. Why they are connected? Prana stands for energy. Without energy, how can the organs of action perform work? The action to be performed by the organs require energy, and prana supplies that. Prana stands for the Shakti, the power. It provides the energy, the strength for the organs of action to function. Therefore, together, Panchavayavaha, Vagadi, Indriya, Panchakam. And that prana alone undergoes modification and as though become a kosha, or kosha, as though become a kosha. Prana mayaha, that maya is in the sense of vikara. We have seen this vikara, change of prana, the change or the modification of the prana. Out there is this pranamaya kosha, which is a part of the stula sukshma shariram. So pranamaya, it is a kosha. Why it is called a kosha? Because at this layer, at this level, we commit a mistake. With reference to pranamaya kosha, you make conclusion by saying, I am hungry, I am thirsty, I am not well. So, what is not well? Who is hungry? I am thirsty. Atma is not thirsty. Atma is not hungry. Atma cannot be unwell. Atma cannot enjoy the illness. When prana doesn't function, you become ill. The reason for asvastha, the reason for being unhealthy is this functioning, this functioning of the prana. When the prana doesn't function properly, then you become ill. So it is the functioning of the wrong functioning, malfunctioning of the prana alone makes the body ill. Therefore, how can you say I am ill? It is not. Atma is ill. Atma can never be unhealthy or healthy. It is being what it is. So when you say I am not well, this I am referring to pranamaya, not Atma. When you say I am hungry, Atma is not hungry. That hungry is that you're asking for energy because you are without energy, therefore you want food. So that I am stands for pranamaya. Similarly, I am thirsty when you say that I am in that sentence stands for the pranamaya. The Atma is taken to be pranamaya. That is a mistake. Therefore, it is a therefore pranamaya is a kosha. Is a koshavat because the mistake is committed at this level, taking the Atma to be the Anatma Pranamaya. Therefore, koshaha. Like a kosha, it covers as though the Atma. Therefore, Pranamaya koshaha iti. So, therefore, what is Pranamaya is Pranadhyaha Panchavayavaha, that is the Pancha Prana, Prana Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana, iti Pancha Pranaha, and Vagadri Indriya Panchakam. These two constitute Pranamaya Koshaha. So Atma is not Pranamaya Koshaha iti. Then comes the Manomaya Koshaha. That we will see. Manomaya Kaha. We will see that in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Namaste, Guruji.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.